Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing my top 5 tips and tricks for self-tanning, and let's just get to it. The first tip is exfoliation. I'm sure a lot of you who have used self-tanner before know that you must exfoliate prior to your tanning. However, what you didn't know is that you should actually exfoliate more than once prior to your tanning. So for example, you exfoliated yesterday and you exfoliate today, and today you are ready for self-tanning. So the reason why I think it is important is that it removes an actual layer of dead skin to make sure your skin is smooth and flawless. Prior to your application, it will also make your tan last longer. The next tip I have for you is actually using a specific type of exfoliator. There are a few exfoliators that I think you should not be using, and I will name the reasons. The first type of exfoliator that I don't think you should be using is something like this, the H2o Body Plus Scrub. Now, I have nothing against the scrub, but there's a reason why I don't like to use this for self-tanning. Now, the reason is it leaves a moisturizing residue that kind of locks in your skin texture. However, it will make your tan look more patchy. So for example, if you have an exfoliator that has shea butter, cocoa butter, any sort of residue, I would avoid using that type of exfoliator for your self-tanning. Another type of exfoliator that I don't think you should be using is something like this, the st.ives salicylic acid infused scrub. Now this is mostly used for your face, but I can use it on my body when I have body acne, and it does wonders. However, the reason why I don't recommend you using scrubs with salicylic acid is after you dry, you actually exfoliate even further with the salicylic acid that's left over on your skin. So it'll actually start to patch off your tan, and it's not going to look good. Now the exfoliator that I think is very nice, for example, you can use any one that doesn't have any residue. The one that I use is the Clinique Sparkle Skin Exfoliator, and this has a minty type of feeling when you put it on. However, it washes off and your skin is like squeaky clean and there is no residue, so then your skin is prepped for tanning. Now, the third tip is moisturize the dry areas prior to self-tanning. So for example, areas like your ankles, your kneecaps, your elbows, those areas have more drier skin than the rest of your body. Now what can happen if you don't moisturize those areas is that the tanner will actually look a lot darker in those areas, and it will just look a little bit off. The moisturizer that I usually use is the H2o Oasis Body 24-hour Hydrator. I think this is a very good moisturizer because it is very lightweight and I can moisturize more parts of my body without messing with the self-tanner. Now, tip number 4 is actually pre-tanning before self-tanning. So if you are pale and ghosted white as me, or as I used to be prior to self-tanning, I recommend you go and actually tan a little bit before you self-tan, because it will give your body a nice base to build off of, rather than if you haven't tanned since the winter time and you're trying to look so super tan right now. It's not gonna look as good. It might turn out patchy, and you might have to walk around with patchiness for the next 2 weeks. Now the fifth and final tip is for if you're tanning your face, is to actually use moisturizer prior to the self-tanning. If you want a more subtle tan, if you don't want your face to be as tan as your normal skin would be, or if you want to gradually build up the tan to control it better, I recommend you using a moisturizer that is not gel based, so like a regular creamy type of moisturizer that leaves a residue on your skin. I recommend using that and then dabbing with a cotton ball or cotton pad into your self-tanner and then applying it to your face. Now those are the 5 tips, and right now I'm going to show you the self tanner that I use for my body that I think is absolutely fantastic. It is the Clarence self tanning milky lotion, and it has fig extract and smells very much like brown sugar. So if you don't like the chemically smell of a self tanner, this self tanner is fantastic. I think it is a little bit more on the pricey side. It it goes for $38. There's also a gel formula if you don't have a problem with hydration. If your skin has normal to combination, I recommend you using the gel because the gel at some point was rated the #1 self tanner in the United States, which I think is pretty cool. So I will link all these products down below, the ones you should and should not be using. Also, if you like this type of videos, go ahead and subscribe. Right now, like this video if you think these tips are going to be helpful for you. Also, comment down below if you have any questions for me. So, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.